correct.
Australian. All right, established. All right, first off, what are we thinking here about this couple?
Well, she seems very playful from this short time that we've seen her, and she's insulted him repeatedly in like a minute.
Well, in the intro,
So,
yeah.
yeah, and look at him, like just the body language, like he's like leans into her and he's like, he clearly is the more sensitive of the two.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, she just, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but yeah,
You know that sensitivity though, like when you're young, she's like, oh, he's not a man enough. When she's older, she'll wish she had a more sensitive, empathetic man.
absolutely, absolutely. And
Yeah.
also too, I think that there's a lot, when you meet, like, I think that I'll see how the rest of the episode goes, but they met years ago in their hometown. So familiarity, when you bump into someone, it's like, oh, it creates a level of affection and nostalgia, and that, is that why they're together only? Is that the only reason they're together for now?
Good
You know,
point. That's a good
we'll see what
point.
happens. Yeah.
Familiarity.
That he'd had a crush on her since the day they met. And now, yes, now they've been dating for the past 9 months. Please welcome Catherine Nelson and Rob Sida. Welcome to Change Apart. Now, you guys are here because, some time and distance, put some challenges to the relationship. But, Rob, that's a long time. What was it that made you keep that fire burning all that time?
Well, I'm sure you can see she's a very pretty girl. She's good looking. Very good looking. There you go.
No argument there.
And she's got a good personality, good sense of humour. What I'm looking for,
Thanks, Rob.
Okay.
She's kind of silly.
And
like I don't.
she's very much friend zoned him in that in that demeanor. She's kind of like,
Oh,
thanks,
really?
thanks, whatever his name is. Like, it's
Right.
not like, oh, you're so sweet. It's like, oh, thanks.
That's true. That's not an Australian thing. That's like
No. If your boyfriend's telling you, oh, you're beautiful and this and that, you don't go, oh, thanks, mate.
that's how
Appreciate
she
it.
did it too. That is how she
Yeah,
did it.
because,
I mean, my first
she's,
impression.
no, go.
She's cute. She's she seems bubbly, but the more I kind of analyze that, like the superficiality of it, and like you said, the lack of connection to some of the things, the compliments he's given her, definitely red flags. Yeah, he seems more into her than she seems into him.
100%.
She seems like a bit of a free spirit. She seems like a bit of a fun girl. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. A little bit of a fun girl to a degree. I could be wrong, but let's see.
Catherine, from you, an example about how romantic Rob can be.
Well, he buys me little angels and cards every now and then. Real mushy cards.
Okay. Rob, what about when the two of you are out? Catherine, show a lot of affection towards you?
At first she did, but this is where I'm a bit concerned. She doesn't show enough affection, you know what I mean?
You want more?
I want more, At home, she's fine. Like, she'll cuddle me and stuff like that. But in public, I feel like I've got some sort of disease.
You do.
I do. It's sort of like, she won't touch me.
Well, Catherine, what's the problem? Why won't you?
She's losing interest.
I mean, he's great. He's just, he suffocates me.
Like what?
Yes, you suffocate me.
Now, Catherine, let me tell you this. In America, I don't know about down there, but when we think of Australians, we think of guys like, a pretty macho guy like Mel Gibson. Does Rob fit in that category?
No, he's too much of a girl.
Okay, there's a difference.
Oh, you're kidding.
Now, how is that? What do you mean by that?
Well, he's got this thing about the kitchen.
Now, this has got to be a big insult in Australia to call a man a girl.
I think it would be anywhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He's kind of America. You might have to go as far as to call a man the B word, but yeah. You call a man a girl. That's
She's attacking his love language probably, because that's probably what he needs. Some men and some women don't like affection, and some men love affection, and yeah.
Definitely. And what's interesting, she should know him, and they should have that clarified. That's a red flag in a relationship, when how y'all act with each other out in public. And
Communication.
if she's treating him like something, putting him at bay, then that means she doesn't want to be seen with romantically. Like she wants to be able to feel like she is approachable by people that perceive her from the outside. That subconsciously, that's what that tells me. And he's kind of like, oh, kind of his face says, first of me hearing this shit.
Yeah, exactly. Too exactly. And if someone's affectionate at home and they're completely different outside, then it's not that she doesn't like affection. She just doesn't want other people to see her being affectionate
with him. Yeah.
With him. Yeah.
She doesn't like him that much. And
she's separating the two. Like she's like, oh, we're just out. And
that's exactly what it is.
But then at home, she's like, come here.
Yeah.
I want you.
Very manipulative. Very manipulative. And like I said, to me, that's a woman that is going to cheat on you. In my opinion.
Well, she's not invested, right? So she's not invested. So therefore, she's not looking to grow that.
No, she's comfortable. Like he thought that anyway. So we'll let them actually talk about it.
And he's got his little cutlery for cups and for coffee, and he's got a handbag that he carries. And he cries when he watches movies.
It's not a handbag.
Rob, a handbag and a tea set. I'm a little concerned.
No, it's a carry bag. I like to have everything in my bag so I can see it.
That's sort of European, Australian, I guess.
He's a metro man. He's got all.
What do you want? Something more manly, more macho?
Man.
I'm man.
A real man. All right, Rob. What about chemistry between the two of you? What's that like?
The chemistry, well. It was there at first, but it's not there anymore. I feel like she's allergic to me. After sex, she sneezes.
That's not a good sign.
You say after 6 or after sex? After 6.
After sex, she sneezes.
Sex. Sound like you said after 6, like at 6:00 p.m. Like she's like
sex. After sex, she sneezes.
Well, you know what? They didn't consider maybe that they have it's very dusty under the bed, and that like the
maybe he hasn't dusted. Maybe maybe it's a bit of a dirty house.
Her dusty ass house makes her sneeze.
Yeah.
Who knows? Because it's funny because it's a telltale of like she's clowning his house for having all the little gadgetries. He has a lot of things. He owns things. He likes to have a nice espresso setup and all that. That's to me, that's classy. You go to somebody's house, they got all these little intricate little details of their things they're into. You're like, oh, they got their shit together.
Like I said to you, it's a very cosmopolitan city. Very, very, very well manicured people. They like their things, it's a culture. Melbourne is a culture. It's nice. It's a beautiful city.
Yeah, she sounds like a more country girl. Like when her apartment is more bare bones, she doesn't have a lot of furniture and shit. And so watch how they're doing the day. Anyway, here we go. We're only 3 minutes in. We've talked for 15 minutes on it.
She sneezes a lot too. It sort of gets on my nerves. At first it was sort of like, oh, this is funny.
Cute. That's about what I
Hang
like
on, hun.
so far.
Just let me say something here. You know why? Have you ever known a man to be cold in the bed? Like I'm talking like you're sitting in a freezer and you're freezing cold.
And that's a bit of a problem.
That's Robert. He's not a heater like normal men should be, right? And then it gives me a cold. I see.
Catherine, let me ask you another question. Though you said he acts a little feminine with the tea sets and the bags and stuff. What about his kissing technique? Does he kiss you like a man?
No, he gets it all over your face like a dog.
No, she kisses like a fish.
You're just jealous of my face.
Damn.
Let's talk about who has the nicest place to live between the two of you, Rob.
Well, that's an easy one. I've definitely got the place.
No, you haven't.
She doesn't live in the house. A house consists of furniture.
Yeah, but you're messy.
I'm messy, but I'm clean, right?
All right, Catherine, tell us something about Rob that, let's say, maybe even his closest friends don't know about him.
Okay. Well, Robbie,
There's nothing to say, is it?
Robbie has this thing about when we have guests. He likes to go to the bathroom and he goes to the toilet really loudly, and it's kind of rude.
What, he does it on purpose,
yes,
you're saying?
He does.
He's in there.
When he's losing attention with me, he's just like, he's going to show his manhood. He's like, I've got to go to the bathroom and tell them I'm the man here.
Hey.
I think it's more of
What?
Wait, hold on.
a bladder problem. No,
I don't understand.
Yes, he says it's
He
a
takes
bladder
dump.
problem.
He takes a dump when he wants to show how much of a man he is. Is that what we're hearing? Right.
He goes in the bathroom.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear that? You hear that bowel movement?
I'm in charge here.
This is how a real man owns the house. Like it takes a big dump. Only a man of the house would take a dump this loud.
Yeah, that's it. Could you? Can you do a dump like this? No.
That's exactly how I used to let all my friends. My friends would come over and I like, hey, mute the
Who's
TV,
the manliest
guys.
man?
So you know who it was, man here. All in the bathroom.
I'll be
like,
back. I'll be back.
And you just hear like explosive, gas. No.
So I just want to say, like,
He's talking about taking a piss. Maybe he has like loud when his piss hits the water.
Like a horse.
It's loud. It's like I got a horse dick. Wow, has he got a fire hose in there?
I think they're talking about not that. I think
he says I got a bladder problem. But maybe
no, I think they're talking about him taking a dump, and he's rude because he makes all different noises.
He says bladder. I think he's trying. You think he's trying to save it for the TV?
Yes, absolutely, and also too.
Here he says bladder.
They're critiquing the way they kiss. Like, shouldn't you practice that if you don't like it?
Yeah, you figure out the person's.
That'd be fun,
Yeah, I mean, you figure it out. Like, I'm not gonna. This shit's locked in stone when you start clowning each other on TV. They're actually acting more like friends from Melbourne. They're not acting like I care about
because they caught up and they reminisced and they had a moment for a few months while they're trying to find their feet around a new city. Like
that's it. And he's got a Corvette. She's pretty hot. Got a little charisma.
Yeah, she's hot if you like that kind of stuff. But
I mean, how a man thinks she's
all right, fair enough.
And then her she's a fun girl. I'm telling you, you could tell like she's probably a little sexual. She's probably fun in bed like that. So she has that type of energy. Just she's real giddy. It's just a certain charisma.
It's a very childish energy too.
Yeah, and that's how like she's got some immaturity going on. She's definitely she seems like she's still in her 20s, but she might be in her early 30s. Anyway, so bladder problem here, he says.
He's losing attention with me. He's just like, he's going to show his manhood. He's like, I've got to go to the bathroom and tell them that I'm the man here.
I think it's more of a bladder problem. No,
I don't understand that, Rob, but we'll move on from there. Tell us why you thought this was a good time for these blind dates.
Okay.
I thought it was a good time because, as you know, we're both from Australia. And it was a security thing when I first got to the US because we got together as soon as I got to the US. And I was sort of like, I want something to compare with and see whether I really do have strong feelings for Catherine for the right reasons. So I'm in America. Let's do as the Romans do.
Do as the Americans do and see what kind of flavor you come up with. All right, that makes sense. It seems that Catherine and Rob do have some unique concerns. Now, when we come back, we get to meet the people that they dated, and we'll find out, will they stay together or will they have a change of heart? So stay with us.
If you're a web designer, here are 4 Wix Studio features you gotta know.
All right, welcome back. We are here with Rob and Catherine. Now, Catherine wanted a guy's guy, a real manly man who knows how to kiss and how to go about his business quietly. So we matched her up with a take charge guy, a total jock, who says he's definitely not a crybaby. Please welcome Danny O'Brien. Welcome. Nice to meet you. And you know Catherine?
Oh, he does not like
Let me ask you, who's more Catherine's type, you or Danny?
Me, for sure.
You think so?
Oh.
And Catherine, what about you? How'd you feel when you first saw Danny?
When I first saw him, I felt really goofy and, I don't know, kind of awkward. Because he was like this huge ball of energy that kind of rushed in the door and
full on energy.
He looked like Brad Pitt, I thought. And,
so I guess that's not a bad thing.
And he wasn't really girly at all.
So no girliness, though,
no,
or any of that sense.
A man.
The manly man that you were looking for. All right. And Danny, what about you? Did she look the way you thought she was going to look?
Nothing like I expected. All right. I opened the door. I expected a small, petite woman. Saw a beautiful, tall woman.
Oh.
You like the accent?
Very much so, yeah. Sexy. Very.
Catherine, let's talk about the date. Who planned it? Was it you or Danny that put it together?
No, Danny put it together. He was real matter of fact about it. He's like, "Have you been to Catalina Island?" I went, "Huh?"
She didn't know what it was.
No, I had no idea.
Little island, yeah.
I was
He's
going
like,
to take
"We're
you there,
there."
remember? The place I see, Catalina Island.
That's
Yeah.
sweet.
Woulda, shoulda,
He's
coulda.
like, "Yeah, we're going. We're there. I'll pick you up at this time. You know, wear this." And I'm like, "Man, who
All
knows
right.
what he wants?"
Now, Danny, we heard a little bit about Catherine's place from Rob. What did you think of
he's
it when
straight.
when
All
you
the
actually showed up
buzzwords.
to pick her up?
I liked it. Everything was on the floor, just like it is in my place. No tables, no chairs.
Just spread out.
No place to eat. Loved it.
So that worked. And Catherine, did Danny have an occasion to use the bathroom while he was
No,
there?
I don't
Oh, that's
think
good.
he had to prove he was a man in the bathroom.
Okay, just making sure.
Don't prove your manhood in the bathroom anyway.
Well,
I'm just not even
God.
clear on what
Danny, did you like the way Catherine was dressed?
Yes, I did. She's very casual for where we're going. First thing I noticed though was her shoes, and she's wearing the same ones. They're very sexy.
You like those?
They're very
Nice.
sexy, aren't they? They look good on her.
What is she wearing?
And Catherine, did Danny make a fuss over those when he saw them the first time?
Yeah, he kept going on about how great the shoes were, and then he wanted to see my feet. And he said it was an in-out thing for him. It's kind of similar for me. And then so he showed me his, and I saw him.
Feet.
Yeah, we did the
You
feet
showed each
exchange.
other's feet. How disgusting. That is weird.
Awesome. Catherine, what else did Danny show you on this
They're
date?
just not suited.
Oh, he wanted to show me his butt, but we were getting on the boat.
You said what?
They're not suited. They're not suited together.
No, they're not.
These two have got more in common than her with her Aussie boyfriend.
Well, yeah, they got more of like a chemistry, physical chemistry.
Well, they're just both playful and they seem superficial. That's the word that I was looking for before. They're just all about having fun and it being an instant gratification kind of thing. You
That's
know,
what
it's
she's
not-
all about. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame because I would have liked to seen the butt.
So getting on the boat prevented it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we were kind of boarding right there and then.
And why is it on a first date you're offering up your backside?
Well, the whole time she kept poking and prodding and checking me out. I figured I'd save her some time to show it to her.
Oh, I see. Hey, cut right to the chase.
He's a get it girl.
Now, Rob, you said earlier that she doesn't show public displays of affection, but she's touching, prodding, and
That's
doing
what
all.
I can't understand. I'm just like, this is unusual. It's always, but like I said, at first it was like that with me. So
Look how she's
I'm sure
leaning
that this is
into
just a
him.
phase.
Well,
It's
maybe
all
if in
over
public,
now.
Rob, you drop pants. And
What'd you say?
Look how she's leaning into him. She's like got her arms on his legs.
It's
Shoulders
extra.
up. It's fucked. Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna make you jealous, motherfucker.
Yeah. And
You
that
know.
can backfire too because I don't think men who really are invested in a relationship are gonna stick around for things like that.
Not any confident, self-respecting man. No,
No.
it's not. They're not. Nope. If they're like, she's saying a lot of things that are trying to diminish him as a man, as a
Yeah.
person, and as a man. And I think a lot of women would find a lot of what she's talking about actually is attributes. You know, a woman appreciates a guy that is sophisticated with his coffee, and the guy drives. I think he drive. Anyway, video.
showed her your butt, it would put a whole new.
I don't need to prove my name.
No.
You know what I mean?
Okay. All right, Catherine, do a little comparison. Danny's body compared to Rob's.
Well, I haven't seen Danny's body, but I'd like to. But I assume
You
that
touched.
Yeah. I assume it's real nice, and it'd be nice to see him naked. But over here, my love has no body, and he keeps trouncing his body. And
Wait a minute. I haven't got a six-pack, as you Americans call it.
Yes.
But don't worry, I'm cuddly. I'm like a little.
He doesn't have a sex pack.
6-pack.
Koala bear. Don't worry about it.
He's a little koala bear.
Cuddly
He's a cuddly little furry thing.
koala bear.
You definitely, I see that fur coming out of the top of his shirt though. Ooh,
She
man.
said she wanted to see him naked.
Yeah, I would be like, y'all need to go ahead. You need to roll with that. At
Get
the
a
end of the
room
show.
and be gone.
Yeah, be gone. Yeah, I'll let it continue.
So, Danny, you're on this boat. Were you guys touchy-feely all the way to the island?
Almost. We drank some wine and talked about sex.
Oh.
That's all. Just talk, right?
Now, Rob, on your first date with Catherine, did the subject of sex come up?
No, I'm not that forward. I'm a gentleman.
Uh-huh. So, Danny,
He's a different.
Can
he's
you
a different
recall
breed
some of
than
that
she is.
conversation?
Oh yeah,
Different
Catherine
class.
mentioned group sex, and I talked about oral sex.
So what? What were you saying? I rewinded.
He's a
some.
different class. But
Right.
did you just replay what happened?
I'm rewinded some. I
Yeah,
got you.
replay.
So, Danny, can you recall some of that conversation?
Oh yeah, Catherine mentioned group sex, and I talked about oral sex. And,
First date, one day, few hours.
They have only just gotten on the boat. Like the date hasn't even started yet.
And she's telling him
Sex
about
and oral sex.
inappropriate as fuck.
Disgusting.
And then if you're single, that's one thing. If you're having fun,
Disrespectful. So disrespectful. That's what she's going to be like to anyone that she's in a relationship with until she's ready to settle down.
Yeah, 100%. Then she'll get her act together. Then she'll realize, why can I not find the right man? What's
then
wrong
she'll
with
look
all
Rob
these
back
men?
up. She'll look him up again. Hey, how are you? Well, how are things? And he'll be like, oh, me and my wife and 3 kids are off to Europe.
And
I
she's
now
like,
have 4 sports cars. How's
why
life?
she sits on her thrift store fucking sofa with fucking.
Did you buy a sofa, or are you still sitting on the floor?
Right, she's got a futon with a tapestry in the back behind her on the phone, watching the TV that's sitting on the box on the crate. Like,
yeah.
Oh, that's the real shit, though. That's the real shit.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
she said that she had sex with another couple at one time or another, and I thought that was quite interesting.
Swinger there.
That means to feed you. You're not my type.
Wow.
Right?
As I said, she looks like a fun get it girl.
Yes. Well, yeah. He's just finding out about it for the first time too.
Look at his face.
He's like, what?
Even
Who
if he
are
did,
you?
they've talked about it before. I'd be like, why would you even say that shit in public?
Yeah.
Like, why would you say that? Like, oh, remember the time we were talking? I told you about it. That's what she says to him. I told you about it. We talked about it. What do you mean? Because he's playing dumb. Like, oh, that's new to me. He's more like, why the fuck are you saying this shit on TV right now? Yeah, like, oh, you had threesomes? Right. Then my parents are gonna watch this shit and they know we're dating each other and shit. And they're on an American TV show, and this is what they see. Change your heart, change your heart, change your heart.
Go away.
Rob, that couple thing that she talked about, were you involved in that deal?
No, it's the first I've heard of it, actually.
Oh.
I think it was just maybe a conversation kicker. That's all.
All right. Catherine, what about you? Learning interesting things about Danny during this time?
Yeah, actually.
She's a kid.
I'm sorry.
She's a kid.
He was dating strippers at some point. I don't know if you still do it. I thought that was kind of shallow, I thought.
That was back in the day.
Is that something? Well, they're applauding it. Is that something Rob would never do? You'd never see Rob dating a stripper?
No.
I don't know, probably.
No, I'd only date.
I could see you dating a stripper. Shut
I'd go for honey, I date you because you're a real woman, not because you're a stripper.
See, there you go. All right, Danny, tell us how the date ended.
It was very nice, quiet dinner. Took her home and got a hug. Would have preferred a kiss, but it was nice.
And Catherine, did you want to kiss? I mean, what happened?
Well, I initiated the hug.
Yeah.
I kind of thought, you might go for the next bit,
but he did.
I was trying to be polite.
Didn't
want to be over aggressive.
Came up short. All right. Well, you guys definitely had an interesting conversation, if nothing else.
Fun girl, get it, girl. Look,
She wanted more. She wanted more.
She wanted a bit more.
But she didn't want to be the one that initiated it. She'd be like, you come to me.
Yeah. She wanted him to be all thirsty and she was gonna go in.
Yeah.
Nah, she's a piece of work.
Will Danny's sex talk be enough to give Catherine a change of heart? We're going to find that out later. But next we'll meet the woman that Rob dated. We'll hear all about their date, so stay with us.
Look at her. He's already had a change of heart. He's already had a change of heart.
I'll show you how we do stuff around here. Actually, my department uses Monday.com, so I'm good. Work management tool.
Yeah, that's right. He saw outside of her. He didn't know it was there. That's a good point. How a person behaves with you in public and in front of people and peers and anything that's going to kind of like present things in a certain light. If they go out of their way to diminish you, make you look bad, automatic red flag. And he's it seems like he's intelligent enough to see.
Yeah.
we just heard what happened on Catherine's date with Danny, and now we get to meet the woman that Rob dated. Now, Rob told us he wanted an affectionate woman who doesn't have allergic reaction.
Wait. Hold up. What is this? What is this? What are they doing? And then he's like, rawr. And then her dude is like, yeah, we're done.
To meet the woman that Rob dated. Yeah. Now, Rob told us he wanted an affectionate woman who doesn't have allergic reactions to romance. So we matched him up with a woman who thinks romance is really nothing to sneeze at. She's a seasoned traveler who believes that home is where the heart is. Please welcome Elise.
She's a ditz. When I first saw her,
she's got zero value. You can say she's cute, right? That's fine. You can say that. But for me, when I see someone like that, all that behavior makes them not cute. Like I can't. I wouldn't be attracted to someone on looks alone with that. It kind of like it cancels out the cuteness for me. Like
that's what he meant. I think he's like, I think at the beginning, I think I'm playing it too safe by going with somebody home, and she's not even. It's not even that she's from Australia. It's actually the fact that she's just silly. You know, they're more friends. They're more homies.
Absolutely.
Murto.
Yeah. And a more classy, elegant woman.
Oh, the leg lift at the back.
Look at her. Look at her body language.
You got to look at Elise. Does she look like she'd have any allergies?
She looks like a pussycat.
What you wish you looked like, huh?
All right, Elise, what'd you think of Rob's accent when you first talked to him?
Oh, it's one of the sexiest things I've ever heard.
All right, and Rob, your first impression of Elise when you met?
Well, cameras don't lie. She's a knockout. I thought, wow, I can't believe this is happening. And then I thought, well, wait a minute. She's got the looks.
Sweetheart,
maybe she's a dodo upstairs.
A dodo?
Yeah, I thought she was a dodo. I thought maybe blonde hair, good
a little
looking.
ditzy, right?
But then, no, as the date went along, intelligent, beautiful, good.
Hold on. Are Australian men very misogynistic? Like she was blonde and she's a dodo. Like, look at her.
She's dumb. Yeah.
You see her face? Motherfucker.
Right, I'll show you dumb.
Right. Like that in itself. I'm telling you, American women are finicky, and that statement alone would have blown it for him.
You have no idea how brutal men are here in Australia. They say the crappiest things.
He just called her a dodo. I thought she was a dodo because she was blonde. That's like she can't correct that she's blonde. And so you're saying that people that are blonde are stupid. So I figured you were stupid too. Yikes.
And then I realized you weren't.
Then it was great. Do you feel better? Oh, thanks.
You're a smart blonde.
Yeah. Who would have thunk?
Come here, silly smart girl.
Right. Now we can work. Look at their body language. She's totally disinterested.
She's like,
Yeah. He smells fun. He smells like Aussie pie.
Sense of humor, lovely.
Look, he's so close.
All right, Elise, we heard Catherine say Rob likes to run around naked, even though she doesn't think he has the body for it. Did you get a sense of his body?
Well, I mean, the man could do a sit-up or two, but look at this smile and this accent. It's a whole package,
That's right. More to come.
A sit-up or two.
He's a koala bear. He's
Exactly.
Elise, you're from America. Rob's from Australia. Any sort of interesting coincidences or not?
One of my favorite movies as a kid was American Graffiti. And Suzanne Summers was in that white Corvette. And so all my life, all I wanted was a white Corvette. And Rob has a white Corvette. When we got to the car.
So you like that?
Am I learning to be American or what?
All right, so Rob, there you are. Sporting in the Corvette. Where did you guys go?
Rob has a white Corvette. When we got to the car.
So you like that?
Am I learning to be American or what?
All right, so Rob, there you are. Sporting in the Corvette. Where did you guys go?
We had a great date. We went out to the museum. And as boring as that may sound, it was totally opposite. It was fantastic.
Had a blast.
We had a blast of a time. And she loves swing dancing. We happened to talk about swing dancing. And in the background music, there was this swing type music. And she just broke into this tap dancing little scene.
In the museum?
And that's something Catherine would never do.
Really?
That once they got into the comfort, she's like, oh, okay, he's not going to fucking diminish me on the date. Her body language changed.
I love that whole breaking out into a dance in public. That makes me laugh because I may have done that once or twice.
Oh, really? I mean,
not on a date, but
yeah.
I just love it. Just swing dancing. I could just picture her going, right, this is it.
She looks like she's built like a dancer. She's built like a dancer too.
I love dancing.
Absolutely.
Never do something.
Could you even take Catherine to a museum?
Yes.
You would never go to the front
Quiet,
door.
you. Give me some credit.
Yeah? I'll give you $2.
All right, Dom.
All right, Robert, one of the things you said, Catherine wasn't affectionate when you guys were out together in public. What about Elise?
That was one strange thing. We spoke about personal space, and like there was certain places in the museum where she'd grab my hand and say, have a look at this, and she'd
I
comfortably.
do that.
Catherine would not do
I
that
do
in public.
that.
At home you do,
I
but I'm
drag
talking
you
about in
along.
public.
I go, come on, Rob.
Yeah,
let's go."
exactly. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? You see what I was telling you about?
Let me ask Elise this question about the fact that Catherine, after these two have been romantic, has a sneezing sort of allergic reaction. Anything like that with you?
I really can't imagine having any allergy to what this boy would do in the bedroom.
She's a good judge.
Classy.
And Elise, what about the girly situation that Catherine accused him of? Did you find
that body language thing still? He put her hand. Oh, that's like. I'm not sold.
See how she just made it very clear. Nothing happened. I can't see myself having an allergic reaction to Rob. Like the other one was like, I wanted to see him naked and I wanted to see his ass and whatever. And this girl's like, I can't see why anyone would have an allergic reaction. Basically saying we didn't get anywhere near that zone on this date. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
he maybe a little bit on the feminine side?
No,
or?
that was a surprise. He was a total gentleman, always opening the door for me, that sort of thing. He's very artistic. I mean, he liked a lot of things. Maybe he's just a little too refined for Catherine.
Catherine, is he too refined for you?
You know what it is? It's every man is on their best behavior when we first meet them. We had this conversation, and they want to be flattering.
No,
and
that's wrong.
it's nothing to do with being too refined. You ain't not, Rob. I know you. Oh, natural.
All right, Rob, what about sense of humor? Who's better, Elise or Catherine in that department?
I'd probably have to say Catherine with a sense of humour. Yeah, Catherine's on.
Robbie.
I should scored a point on that.
I was a bit disappointed with your dirty jokes. Like, I don't mind a joke, but she told a couple of dirty jokes, and I felt a bit embarrassed. And I was sort of like, okay.
Well, at least she was trying, though. What about other coincidences? Were there others, Elise?
At the end of the night, we went to an Irish pub, went to Dublin's, and we were talking about actually planning a trip to Australia because it's one of my favorite places I wanted to go. And in the middle of planning this trip, the Men at Work song, Land Down Under, came on. So we sang it full voice in the restaurant.
That was funny, wasn't it?
That wasn't even karaoke night.
Not even.
That is just the inside. That song is the inside joke of when Americans and Australians hang out. I think all Americans and Australians, we hang out with y'all. That song comes on there. It's just a sense of irony.
Such a pain of a song, like, honestly. It's like, I hate that song. You sing along to it because you sing along to it. It's like, oh my god!
With the flute.
Come on, cue the song here.
Boom! Here it is, and we'll get demonetized.
They are. They just met. I mean, they can't know each other a few hours. They're planning trips to Australia.
That's right.
I know, but you know what? We're planning other things as well. So
She's just trying to compete now. She's just trying to compete.
whatever, love.
All right, Rob, you said earlier that Catherine has no furniture in her apartment. That makes you a little crazy. Did you get a chance to see whether or not Elise owns furniture?
Elise actually has got a nice place. I actually went back to her place after the date, and She's got tables, chairs, the normal thing.
You know, what a novel thing, you know? And Elise, what about some affection or romance at the end of the date?
It was actually very, very sweet. He just gave me this big, wonderful koala bear hug, and
It was actually a little bit bigger than that.
it was maybe a kangaroo hug, huh?
And Rob, when you got home from the date, what did you do?
Came to me.
Yes, but I lied in bed for about half an hour thinking about Elise and the date.
You know, never mind. Will Catherine and Rob have a change of heart? That's the last question. During the break, they got to make that decision. We'll find out what it is when we come back, so stay here.
Look at, she like really feels very threatened.
No
you can see it in
offense,
her
but
face.
if you still think
should.
stocks, real
Yeah.
estate, or crypto are the best passive income investments,
All right, here we are now at the moment of truth, because during the break, Rob and Catherine each made that final decision about the future of their relationship, and there's no turning back now. Will they stay together, or have they had a change of heart? Now, you guys came on the show because you're both from a...
All right, what's your prediction?
I don't know. She's scared, and she's scared. She's a bit worried and scared. That's all I can say. That before the commercial break, her insecurities had her all fidgeting, and like she was like, this might actually be it. Like, you know, when you realize that you've got someone that's really attentive and, you know, invested and all that, and you've been floundering around being, you know, carefree and uninterested, the minute you realize that that's going to go, you'd probably go, shit, what am I going to do now? Like, you know, all of a sudden now she might want to start acting like, you know, she's in a relationship or something. But I don't know. She looks scared. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
What about you?
Just from that expression that he has right there, that's the killer instinct of like a man you should take serious. He just looks like he's got an intention of like, I got to do what I got to do type shit. Like I got to fire somebody.
Yeah.
You know, that's really the look he has, because like all expression is gone, and he's just.
It's game day. Like it's
game time. That's game face. Yeah. And she, like you said, has a worried look.
Look at her. She, even just the way she's sitting, she's just like, okay, like.
Yeah, look at her. Like, let's see if he's the father. I hope he's the father. Like it's Maury Povich.
Maury Povich.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think he's realized, you know, after going out with a more sophisticated woman and going to museums, and, you know, he's like, oh, this white Corvette is a American chick magnet. And then she's blonde, she's hot and smart. And smart, not ditzy, silly,
not
funny, manipulating, playing game. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Australia, and you were a little concerned that maybe you were just security blankets for each other, and you wanted to see what it was going to be like to date Americans. So that's what happened. And Catherine, we're going to start with you. You said you wanted somebody that was more manly, not so girly. Somebody was going to kiss on you like a dog, and then, of course, quieter in the men's room. So there you were with Danny. You guys had a romantic boat ride over to the island. You said he reminded you a little bit of Brad Pitt, so I guess that's good. You both live on the floor with no furniture. You had that in common. You hit it off pretty well. The only thing I guess that concerned you is he dated strippers in the past, but he said that was back in the day. But what's yours, Joyce?
I had a great time with you, and I think you're a great guy, but I've decided that I'm going to stay with Rob because I think you're a player, and so I'm...
Because I think you're a player and there's only one player in the relationship.
Yeah, like that. Oh, well, I'm sure he feels better now to know that the other guy
I think you're a player and there's only room for one player, and it's got to be me.
Right, exactly. She really is the player. She doesn't want anybody that's gonna. Robbie, she felt like is an easier like he's all invested, he's all in.
He's easy. He's like Play-Doh. He's easy to fit into whatever she needs him to do.
Which I really think the reason he does that, though, because that's how he is with his women, and I think she takes it for granted, and it's going to bite her in the ass. Yeah.
Look at him. Look at him. He's like, oh, girlfriend, you have no idea what's coming.
Final last smile.
Yeah.
Famous last
Sorry,
smile.
she thinks you're a player. No problem.
Look at him.
But that's okay. Fair enough.
Oopsie.
Rob, we're going to come to you.
Rob's like, I
Rob,
understand,
you said
but I
you wanted
crushed
somebody
a
that was
lot.
going to be more affectionate in public. Somebody that wasn't going to be allergic to you after you guys had some romantic encounters, because that was a problem. So there you were with Elise. You guys had a really nice date. You went to a museum. You guys hung out. You have the white Corvette that she likes. You guys ended up at the Irish pub, and you guys were even planning a trip together. So I guess the only thing that you were concerned about was she told a few off-color dirty jokes.
Yeah.
Catherine wants to stay with you, but it's your choice. What do you say?
Well, strangely enough, this date's opened my eyes, and I want to know if I'm in a comfort zone or not, and I'm ready for it.
All right. Elise, does that work for you?
Well, yeah, there's a bunch more museums out there that we haven't hit.
Okay.
Nothing romantic here. No sex. We're gonna be buddies.
Friend zone. Friend zone. Koala bear. Friend zone. Come and pick me up in your white Corvette and let's friend
Let's
zone.
be in the museum.
Yeah.
We can go to eat.
Did you
Guess
see
that sounds like a
match? Okay.
Catherine, now you came on here and you wanted to do a test and see what else was out there, and he found out that maybe there was something more interesting.
Smoked
and now you
by
get to do the same
California
thing,
blonde,
though. And I'm
baby.
sure there's somebody out there that's better suited for you. That's maybe not a player like Daddy Boy here.
We can still be friends.
Yeah, and that's always good. Those are dangerous words at this point, Rob. I think you're better off being quiet here. That is our show for today. Thanks to Danny and Catherine, and good luck to Rob and Elise. We'll see you next time here on Cajun Heart.
Like, you don't even want to get up. Thank you. I'm embarrassed. Rob's like, fuck yeah.
Recordings just got
Hold
better.
up.
Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local recordings are now available on StreamYard.
You said good on him?
I said good on him, yeah, because you don't. It's just a waste of time. I mean, if he wanted a real relationship and she was only wanting to have fun, it's a waste of time. Like,
She just wanted
if
to
they're
play.
both in it for fun, then that's great. They both have this, understanding. But I think she was just like, I want everything that you offer me as a boyfriend, but I don't want to invest and give you back anything that, it's not.
Nah, and she's the type he would have been like, hey, you thought about this job, this money, that money. And she's like, oh, Rob. And he'd be like, he spent some more money, and she's like, oh, Rob. Like, get out of here. Like, you can already see it.
No, I'm glad. I know that he didn't date that other girl again, that's for sure.
Nah, they might have hung out as friends or went out to dinner, but it didn't go like far past that. It just made him kind of realize, like, oh man, look what's out here in California, and I got a white